Welcome to Phoenix Anarchy. Now, I've been playing Phoenix Anarchy since the day it launched on the 10th of July of this year, and my videos seem to be attracting a bit more attention of late, and that's all good. I do them for good reasons, just for fun, and more recently, if this can help the server in any way, attract more players so we can get back up to previous levels known on the Nether Anarchy server, which unfortunately got closed down, then that's all good. Idea occurred to me that despite the risk, maybe a Let's Play series would actually be quite a good way of attracting new players. So this isn't necessarily a video for all of you Phoenix Anarchy players that are in game already, but hopefully this sort of video will attract a bit of interest and grow the player base. So the idea is a Let's Play series where effectively I'm going to be showing where I am and where I'm basing. I'm going to slightly delay publishing videos, so I will have always moved on slightly. But regardless, even if I do ultimately get found, because I guess when I get to a certain point I'm going to just stay where I am and base. I won't show chords, but exploits can be used and I could be found, then hey ho, it's Anarchy. And if that happens, then so be it. It's all part of the journey. So this character is Captain Caveman. It's one of my favourite cartoons when I was a kid. So I've just spawned at a spawn. This character had been in game, albeit not kind of geared up, but had gone off to the millions. So in essence, you will see the level, the kind of achievements won't kick in until we start advancing a little bit further. So that's just being clear. But I have not got any chest. I've spawned naked, and I've just made it out of spawn there. Vanilla. I've turned off all the hack clients, just to demonstrate to the new players that do join and sort of moan that they can't get out of spawn, which isn't really that bad. It really isn't that tough. You just gotta be patient, make your way out, take your time. You probably need to get a load of dirt so that you can kind of block up and bridge over stuff, and you need to get past cobble wall. Once you've done that, get a little bit further out, and as you can see where I am now, we just found a bit of wood, and it's getting a bit easier. There's a big trench to the right of us that's been bombed, but it's okay. So yeah, just as an experiment, really escaping spawn, vanilla style. I think I showed on the screen that I had all the hacks off. But this is a Let's Play on a Anarchy server, and so it's probably worth just sort of talking you through some of those features as we go along in this early stage video. So at the moment I'm just thinking about getting into the ground and making a base. I've got a bit of wood. I obviously need to get some cobble, make some tools. So that's me kind of at night, scared, naked. There's no point hanging out there. The mobs are going to be all over me and won't survive very long. I don't have any food apart from a bit of rotten flesh by the look of it. And yeah, so I just start to sort myself out, and oof, wither attack. So I start to peg it quick as I can, and hope I can get away. Look at my health, almost, what have I got there? Six hearts. Oof, there's that wither. And yeah, I need to get in the ground pretty quick. I can't be out here. I've got no weapons. I've got half my hearts. I've got no food, and I'm in trouble here if I don't sort it out. So, oh, the spider was on top of me there. Nice work. So now I should make myself a little hovel in the ground and get a crafting table going. after that, it's sort of fairly self-explanatory early game stuff, isn't it? Furnace, work your way up through the different types of pickaxe until you get to iron, and then sort yourself out laying on and that sort of gear, and actually then fast track to diamond if you're using your hack climb. But I'm gonna kind of dwell a little bit at this early stage game and kind of not do that. But yeah, coming back to it. So I mean, a hack climb, the one that everyone uses really is Meteor. By far the best by all accounts. Unfortunately, I can't use it, can't install it on my computer. I've been using Aristotle since getting Lava, Java, on the 24th of August 2020. I think a few days after that I got Aristotle, and I've been using that. It's not brilliant. I don't think it's up to the same sort of levels as Meteor. I think Meteor by the looks of it has a lot more options, features, and some of the stuff on Aristotle doesn't really work brilliantly. Yeah, I think if you can get Meteor, I don't really see that there's many other clients being recommended. There's other specialist clients I think out there that you may be able to get hold of if you know the right people. But worst, I think, is worst, and Aristotle is okay. I mean, to be honest, if you're a builder, Aristotle is fine. It does everything you need, really. It's got a really easy loading system for all of the other mods, so Optifine for your shaders, Lithium for kind of performance enhancement, and most importantly, a variant on Baritone called Fabritone, which gives me to do kind of auto mining. I'm not sure how I'd live without Baritone, to be honest with you. In a kind of Anarchy environment, you can spend a lot of time without a hack client doing what are basics, and really that's not really what an Anarchy server is about. Anarchy server is about a kind of the variety of player base, killers, griefers, base hunters, builders, factions, teams, drama, lore, relics. It's just all that sort of stuff. You can make it what you want. The experience can be what you want. Oof. Right, well, I've done the Escape from Spawn vanilla style, so I've now switched my hack client back on, and I'm basically go to the chords where I was, and as you can see, Baritone is just automatically taking me there, although it does do that sort of thing sometimes. It takes me into a cave, then works out you can't make it and backs out. So we should make it to the wall now and through. Actually been lucky both times with the with where I've spawned. It can be a lot worse. Both times I've been fairly far out actually, so it makes for it being a bit easier. The /kill will kill you and you'll respawn somewhere else. So if you don't fancy what you see when you spawn at spawn, then just keep /killing until you find a better spot, I suppose. Unless you really care about your number of times you die. So as you can see, that was fairly quick. This is at kind of 2 times speed. But I mean that must have taken about 3 or 4 minutes in real time to get back to where I am. Pick up my very, very cool tools. So collecting some seeds here because I want to grow some wheat so I can get some bread, get some food. So still sort of early game. I'm going to do the early game bit at this little spawn camp before I move on. Need to get kind of iron gear and then diamond gear and get some food. And yeah, then I'll be ready to kind of set off. But now I've got my hat climb on, so first thing it says I've got kill aura on with reach, and what that does is that means that any mobs that come near me, I'll automatically kill them. If you get lots of mobs on you, you're still in trouble, but so you still got to keep your eyes on it. It does make for a bit of more relaxing play. I'd be in a lot of trouble if another player turned up and they weren't friendly, because I haven't really got any gear or armour to speak of. If someone turned up with no gear, I'd be ruined almost instantaneously. But in truth, I'm not a PvPer. I've never really tried to, never really learnt how to. I've never done crystal PvP or anything like that. So even when I'm playing on my other alternative accounts, where I do have kind of netherite gear and god sets and whatnot, I am vulnerable because I'm not really someone that wants to fight. Just this morning, actually, I was on another account, went to spawn, and a player who previously was a friend who we sort of hung about in spawn, and he featured in one of my videos, which was Gapalup's spawn base. He's a goblin. I popped through the portal at 0-0 into the nether, and he crystalled me, and that's fair enough. I started a server called PAPS, which I mentioned on my last video, which is about effectively protecting dogs on the server. Just a bit of fun, really. And this particular player started killing dogs kind of en masse, as a kind of, fingers up to PAPS. And I mean, from Nether Anarchy days, this guy's kind of quite a good PvPer, part of the Goblin group, which are quite a cool group, and they do their own thing, and quite rightly, I think his point of view is, well, spawn's a bit too friendly, in-game chat's a bit too friendly. We're all trying to grow our community and grow a server, get it back to kind of Nether Anarchy stakes. It's doing pretty well. Almost 3 months in, and Phoenix Anarchy is a hell of a lot more advanced in terms of the destruction of spawn as compared to Nether Anarchy. The player base is probably similar. I'd say not in terms of the type of player, but the amount of people playing is probably similar there and thereabouts. But the fact that Fraternity have been here since day one and have been bombing spawn and all sorts, it's a much more advanced kind of server in that regard. But rightly, Goblin's attitude and other players as well is, this is too friendly, not toxic enough, there's not enough killing going on, and it actually he's right. I've been pretty lackadaisical about kind of going back to spawn and sort of mucking around. On Nether Anarchy, if I went back to spawn, I would never sort of hang around. I would kind of, run pretty much as soon as I could. If I was lucky enough to get someone to drop me an e-chest, that'd be great, or I'd find an e-chest, get my stuff. Even then I was a bit sort of pensive about actually getting my proper gear. Because if another player did turn up, as I say, I'm not a PvPer, so I'm then in kind of threat of losing all my gear. And those PvP killer type players, they see players with gear who can't PvP as kind of free kits in a way, which is quite right. So I mean, I'm striving for the same thing they are to an extent, in that we just want a really good server with all varieties of different player. I mean, for me, I'm a builder, and why do I build on an Anarchy server? Because I just think it's just so much more fun. The peril, the risk, playing with those other sorts of players just makes it so much more fun and interesting. I now can't understand why you would play a kind of single player game. I did that for years on PlayStation Bedrock version of Minecraft, and yeah, I mean, each their own, but this is for me. But even though I'm a builder, I want there to be PvPers, I want there to be base hunters, I want there to be lots of groups, I want there even to be rival to fraternity, because it's just going to make for much more fun, really. And so, whilst I lost the god set and the elytra to this goblin, fair play and respect. So yeah, here I am now clearing out an area for growing a little bit of wheat. I do love this early game bit, I mean, once you're established and you've got farms and everything's very easy, it's kind of, it's a different game to an extent, but we all start off, don't we, at this point, and have to kind of do this early game stuff, and it's I just find it really enjoyable, I suppose. So quite enjoy doing this Let's Play. I don't know how long it'll last for. We'll see. I guess I've got one scenario, which is if I could invite someone else to join me, I might meet someone randomly, because then I'd be able to, with a base mate, I'd be able to kind of bed stasis, pearl stasis, sort of travel, because I'm going to want at one point when we're kind of set up with a nice little base and some basic farms and that sort of stuff. I'm going to want to go in busting, get myself an elytra and that kind of stuff, and that's going to be a bit tricky if I'm on my own. There's ways to do it, but I'd rather explore. Possibly, I've got quite a few people I know on the server. It's just whether or not anyone's going to be really interested in doing this sort of Let's Play thing. I don't know. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's a bit of a distraction from playing Anarchy proper. And again, I'm really just doing this to try and attract new players to the server insofar as possible. So I'll do it as long as it's sort of getting some views and seems to attract some interest from new players. And I'll do it as long as it's interesting, I guess. But I am also going to be playing, my normal Anarchy games and making those videos with impressions and just messing about alongside this. So I guess this is probably going to be maybe one episode a week for now. We'll just see how it goes. But this is my actual voice, not an impression. And in terms of face reveal, I don't really like the idea of doing that. I think I shared my face with a few people I know on the server very well, but yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point. You're watching this because you like Minecraft, you're watching this because you're interested in potentially joining an Anarchy server, and so this is really an intro into Phoenix Anarchy, and I've got to remind myself again and again, it's kind of about me giving you some tips and keeping a Let's Play kind of interesting. So any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't answer them, I've probably got people I know who can. I'm not the most technical Minecraft player ever, by far better players than me in terms of the technical side. I don't use Litmatica, which is something that the sort of the very good players do, and my goodness, they really can throw up farms and buildings very quickly by doing that. And some of the buildings that I've now seen on the Fraternity test server are just like out of this world, frankly. So I am inclined in the future to potentially get Litmatica and begin to make much bigger builds, but I've got a few things that I want to finish off with my characters first. I've got a fairly clear plan on what that looks like, so maybe Christmas time I might get Litmatica, but I worry that I'm going to kind of ruin the kind of basis upon which I really enjoy the game. I like doing sort of small detailed builds which are quite cool. I like grinding it out to build bigger builds. just like having a bit of fun. I've built a load of anvil replicas. Did that on Anarchy. I've done 18, I think, on Phoenix Anarchy. I did a series of 3 crafting table replicas. I did 2 wood ones, 3 wood ones, 2 wood ones. Burnt one down because I found that it was going to get griefed, and the other one I think still exists, so I haven't been there to check that, although a friend is going to go and check that out for me today, so I'll no doubt learn if it still stands. And then I was going to do a load of stone variants, but the first one I did was awful, so I kind of figured, well, that crafting table replica is really only suited to the wooden version, I think, and so I'm moving on. I'm planning to do cauldrons next. I'm going to do that with a player called Gumby, who, if you watched my other videos and saw the first crafting table replica, then you would have seen that it was me and him that built that together. So I think we're going to do a series of iron block cauldrons. Planning to do that kind of Sunday. We'll do the first one on Sunday. Probably do one, every few days from then, till we've done kind of what we think is enough. These will be in and around spawn, maybe a bit further out than anvils or crafting tables, but that's the plan. I do have a kind of overarching plan, which is ultimately to build, a series of every workstation block. But that's going to be a long-term play. I was kind of planning to do that on Anarchy, finished anvils, was planning to start the next kind of replica, but I didn't get around to it. And if I complete all that, I may go back to dropping lots and lots of anvils everywhere, because I think for some reason anvils are my kind of my go-to. I really quite enjoyed. I think it's a block game, it's sandbox. I just think anvils look really cool. There's it's nice messing around spawn and passing some of the ones that I've built a while back now at different stages of being destroyed. Some have been completely destroyed, some are kind of very holy. Now, given that the food is taking so long to grow, I think I'm going to make myself a little AFK fishing pond. I'm making this a little bit bigger than you really have to, but in case of Sarah. And then I can just AFK, and mostly it's the fish I'm after, but of course there's other items. I don't have an enchanted rod, so it's not the best loot, but as long as I get the fish, I'll probably live on cod and salmon until I move out to a further base and sort of get myself set up properly. My food of choice is a garret. And I quite enjoy sort of farming carrots and mining gold. I have got access to gold farms. I've never actually built one myself, but because of the people I'm basing with now, I've got access to those, and that makes it even easier. So it's pretty good. This water thing does mining sometimes. I'm not sure I've ever really quite fully understood how the mechanics work. I've given up now, and I'm placing blocks down, so it's sort of one deep, and then it becomes water source, and then if you break the blocks below, it's all water source. So that's all good. I've got my little well there, and a pond. I've got my wheat growing, and it's time to do a little bit of AFK fishing. nice. That'll do nicely. Got a bit of leather to make a sign on a fish. Pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now we're kind of ironclad and kill rock on. We can be a bit braver now in terms of being outside, I think. Oh, having said that, oh my god, 2 hearts! Maybe shouldn't be quite so brave. Maybe I should go home, hide in my dirt hole. Oh, that was so close. More mobs. Get inside, hide. Ooh, eat. Oh dear. The Minecraft gods. Doesn't matter how advanced you think you are. Take your eye off the ball. They know. They send the mobs in to get you. Cooking up your fish. Like a bit of cooked fish in real life as well. I'm not sure about rabbit really. But hey ho. So this is all going quite nicely. I've put my wooden axe there. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave one bit of gear from Captain Caveman's Let's Play kind of early game stuff at this base. I think the cords are pretty much leaked in this video. By the time I post it, I'm long gone, but someone might be able to find it and might quite like that relic of sorts. If not, make a video of you throwing it in a fire and burn it. Who cares? So, I need to find some wood. I've had a look around outside a little bit. There doesn't seem to be any trees nearby, so I figured with item ESP and entity ESP on, and I looked around and I could see a minecart chest, which kind of tells you that there's a mine shaft down at under the ground, so I'm going to head down there with a view to getting some of the wood that will be down there that makes up that kind of structure. There's also going to be minecart chests themselves, so there might be some loot in there, which will be helpful. And then I should pretty much be thinking about getting diamond stuff together. And after I've done that, I think it's really probably just grab some obsidian, make some flint and steel, get all my stuff together, head off into the nether, get up on the roof, and then head out. I don't know how far I'm going to head out. I don't think I'm going to go that far. I think I'll keep it interesting, keep the base hunters with a realistic chance of finding us, and yeah. So as I say, this premiere of this is going out today. I reckon it's going to be a kind of Sunday morning thing. When I copy fit MC is the reason that I started playing Minecraft Anarchy. Okay, so we've got a bit of wood, got some diamonds, so we can make ourselves some diamond stuff. Yeah, there's a bit of pants, and make sort of a shield, because we're close to getting a totem at this stage. So good to have a shield. And probably want to make ourselves some wool so we can have a bed. So a respawn point. So if we do die at any point while we're messing around now, we won't have to go back to spawn. We'll just spawn there. And the key is when we leave this base off camera, I'll place another bed somewhere, not like this base, because obviously I could get trapped if I got killed and someone had put a load of hobby around that. I'll be in a bit of trouble. Although I would be able to sort myself out with one of my other characters, but we don't want to get into the scenario if we can possibly avoid it. So now finally I have wood, I can make signs. So as you see, I've just placed a sign there. Captain K and Let's Play Spawn Camp on today's date. It'd be funny if it'd be funny to look back at this, like, you know, when the server's a year old. On Anarchy, I started doing a bit of a tour, went back and found my first ever base, which I'd completely forgotten about, and incredibly it was still there. You know, I guess I'll do a bit of a tour, but this is so close to spawn, this place, you know, there's simply no chance it's going to survive. So, putting all my valuables in this chest, ready for kind of packing and setting off at some future point. And getting quite excited now to kind of move on from this base and get into the Nether, to be honest. So, just sorting out my valuables, and then I'm going to skip a load of footage of me just basically mining a load of iron so that I can make an anvil, and also grabbing some obsidian. That's what you've really missed. Pretty dull stuff. I do want to name some of my gear, especially the piece I'm going to leave behind, but I want to do that on cam as well, so that, you know, actually people know if they do get hold of those items that they're kind of legitimate insofar as possible. Although of course, you know, actually anyone can make them, I suppose. So we just make a few of them, pack our bags. In a minute, just place it up there. Can't believe that anvil was used so quickly, to be honest. It's crazy. Yeah, I decided to leave the helmet there. There I am, in all my diamond glory with my shield and the Captain Caveman skin, looking cool with my wheat field in front of me. And say goodbye to Captain Caveman's spawn camp. Off we go. Now, I did see a port around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All good. Oh god, bloody creepers. Oh, quick. Yeah, made it through. He doesn't follow me through. Will he follow me through? No, oh, that's nice. So right up at the top. So, to get up on the roof, you can use a pearl and some ladders, and then you hold up and throw the pearl up through the roof, and the pearl's on the top of the roof. But there's other ways to do it. I forget what is it V-clip or something? I forget what it is on Meteor, because I don't use it. But the Aristois version, as you've just seen, is click TP and then free cam. You kind of go up, you place a block, and then you click on that with nothing in your hand, and voila. I've made it to the roof. We made it out of spawn. We made a little spawn camp. We've got ourselves some basic diamond gear and some other bits and bobs. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just time for the posh bloke to say good morning, good evening, and good night. Whoever you are, wherever you are, fare thee well.